The musical numbers in the film felt strangely misplaced, and critics were quick to highlight how poorly they fit. Even Clint Eastwood later admitted that money was the main reason he accepted the role. Although the movie had a large budget and ambitious goals, audiences struggled to connect with it, especially since they weren't used to seeing a well-known action star wandering through songs about romance and fantasy. Over the years, "Paint Your Wagon" has become a popular punchline in comedy sketches and online memes, often cited as a textbook example of casting gone wrong. Footage of Eastwood singing continues to circulate online, usually paired with jokes about this unusual moment in his career. While he later restored his tough guy reputation with stronger roles, this musical still stands as proof that not every actor is suited for every genre, particularly when singing is involved. Some performers shine most brightly in specific environments, but falter when placed in the wrong cinematic setting. One such performance is widely remembered as the weakest point in an otherwise remarkable career, where natural charm and talent couldn't overcome a weak script and clumsy direction. In Harem Scarum, Elvis Presley appeared far removed from the electrifying presence that defined his live performances. Instead, he portrayed a singer caught in an exaggerated and implausible Middle Eastern storyline. Surrounded by elaborate costumes and decorative sets, Elvis came across as detached, delivering dialogue in a stiff and emotionless manner. The film attempted to blend action, comedy, and musical elements, but the mix never came together smoothly. Fans who loved Elvis for his high-energy stage persona were disappointed by his subdued screen performance. Critics noted that his trademark charisma seemed to fade, replaced by awkward movements and uninspired acting. Even the musical sequences, which should have been highlights, felt awkward and lacked the magic of his earlier films. Over time, Harem Scarum earned a reputation as one of the weakest entries in his filmography and frequently appears in lists discussing career missteps. Many devoted fans now skip the film altogether, acknowledging that poor creative choices overshadowed Elvis's natural abilities. Decades later, it remains a reminder that even legendary entertainers can stumble. There are also cases where even an iconic voice can't save a badly written role. Audiences who admired confident, smooth performers were surprised to see a beloved star struggle so visibly. In The Kissing Bandit, Frank Sinatra traded his microphone for a sword, attempting to play a romantic adventurer. Instead of charm and excitement, his performance felt rigid and unconvincing. While Sinatra was known for effortless magnetism in music, he appeared uneasy with the exaggerated style required by the role. His delivery shifted awkwardly between spoken dialogue and half-sung lines, leaving viewers uncertain whether scenes were meant to be humorous or serious. The action lacked energy, romantic moments felt forced, and his usual screen presence seemed buried beneath the film's inconsistent tone. Critics highlighted the mismatch between Sinatra's strengths and the role's demands, often describing his acting as stiff and uninspired. Today, the film is remembered more for its flaws than its plot, and many fans avoid it entirely, admitting it fails to reflect what made Sinatra a star. Online discussions still reference scenes from the movie as examples of how even the most polished performers can falter in unsuitable roles. Fans of a famous cinematic secret agent were shocked when one of film's smoothest leading men appeared in an unconventional science fiction project that defied expectations. Rather than charm and elegance, audiences were met with a performance that felt strange from beginning to end. In Zardoz, Sean Connery stepped far away from his refined spy image to play a character trapped in a bizarre futuristic society. His now infamous costume, featuring red straps and knee-high boots, became an immediate source of ridicule. The film's surreal plot and philosophical dialogue only added to the confusion, often coming across as awkward rather than meaningful. Connery, usually confident and commanding, appeared uncomfortable within the chaotic narrative, and many scenes unintentionally drifted into comedy. Critics questioned the unclear storytelling and noted how out of place he seemed. Although Zardoz has since developed a cult following, much of its reputation stems from its oddity. Clips of Connery in costume continue to circulate online, often met with disbelief and laughter. For many viewers, the film stands as a strange footnote in an otherwise distinguished career, proving that even iconic actors can lose their footing in experimental projects. Watching a legendary horror figure appear in a project beneath their talent can be especially difficult. In what many consider one of cinema's most awkward productions, a horror icon took part in a deeply flawed film. Plan 9 from Outer Space marked Bela Lugosi's final screen appearance. Best known for his portrayal of Dracula, Lugosi filmed only a handful of scenes before his death. The remaining footage featured a noticeably taller stand-in who hid his face behind a cape, resulting in an uneven and unintentionally comedic experience. The film suffered from an incoherent plot, cheap special effects, and stiff acting throughout. Lugosi's brief appearances felt disconnected, and the use of a stand-in only amplified the awkwardness. Critics were harsh, and over time the film became infamous as one of the worst movies ever made. Today, audiences often revisit it for ironic enjoyment, though many feel sadness seeing Lugosi's career end on such a poorly executed note. His final role is frequently cited in discussions about cinematic failures and serves as a bittersweet reminder that even great talents can be linked to projects that don't honor their legacy. Some performances fail not due to exaggeration, but because of a noticeable lack of intensity. One such role, expected to be powerful and gripping, instead felt dull and lifeless. In The Fountainhead, Gary Cooper portrayed Howard Rourke, an architect defined by passion and unwavering ideals. Known for his quiet and restrained acting style, Cooper was an unexpected choice for a character driven by fierce conviction. His reserved delivery clashed with the film's heavy philosophical dialogue, resulting in a performance that felt detached. Critics observed that moments meant to inspire instead fell flat. The dense dialogue combined with Cooper's subdued tone turned dramatic scenes into slow, monotonous exchanges. Over time, the film has become a common example of miscasting, with many arguing that a different actor might have brought greater intensity to the role. Similarly, when portraying obsession, audiences expect raw emotion and volatility. In Moby Dick, Gregory Peck took on the role of Captain Ahab, a man consumed by vengeance against the great white whale. While Peck was admired for his calm authority and dignified presence, those qualities conflicted with Ahab's unhinged fury. His restrained performance clashed with the story's dark themes, leading critics to feel that the character lacked menace. Viewers anticipating a descent into madness instead saw a figure who appeared thoughtful rather than obsessed. Although the film remains respected overall, Peck's portrayal is often mentioned as a missed opportunity. Discussions frequently suggest that a more intense approach could have deepened Ahab's tragic downfall. For lovers of